The May 11, 2023 meeting of the Social Circle Board of Education is called to order. I'd like to ask all of those who would like to please stand together while we pray the Lord's Prayer together. Please stand to reflect the prayer. Our Father, thank you for letting us stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we have the approval of our agenda. Dr. Brewer, are there any changes?
No, sir.
Have a motion to accept the agenda as presented? So moved. Have a second.
I second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. The agenda is approved unanimously. And on board comments, we're so thankful to be here. And you're always welcome here. And tonight, think about it, we're celebrating the cycle of life. We have our youth board member, Amber McKinnon, told me how great our kindergarten year was. We have other students tonight we're celebrating in all grade levels. We have a graduation coming up. We're celebrating students walking across the stage. And we're celebrating some special retirees tonight as well. So it's the full circle. We're so glad you're here for these celebrations. And we're so thankful to be here. And appreciate the support that this community always provides our school system. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. Superintendent's report. Dr. Weber.
Thank you, sir. One of the great things that happens during the month of May is there are lots of opportunities for us to celebrate. And one thing that our school system is absolutely exceptional in are celebrations. And so we first wanted to make sure that we called attention to the great work of our school nurses and our clinic aides. Thank you, Mr. Hill. These ladies do an amazing job of taking care of our students and also taking care of our staff members. We can't imagine being able to run our schools without them. And so we have Miss Kelly Casper at our primary school, Miss Elizabeth Gaddis, who's at our middle school and our high school, and she serves as our lead nurse and provides lots of supervision and support and training for our clinic aides. And then we also have Miss Judy Knight at Social Circle Elementary School. These ladies do an amazing job of mending lots of broken hearts. So if you have an opportunity to reach out and let them know how much you appreciate them, please do. Another opportunity that you have to celebrate are our school nutrition folks. So May 5th is School Lunch Hero Day. We have a great opportunity there to make sure all of the ladies and gentlemen who serve us great, tasty, and nutritious meals know how much we love and appreciate them. And if you haven't had an opportunity to enjoy a meal in any of our cafeterias, please make a plan to do that between now and the end of the school year. You'll be really pleased with the quality of the food. I want to thank Ms. Nicole Cross for her leadership of that department and all of the ways that she's inspired our folks to do great work and pour lots of love and time and energy into the food that we have here. Next, we are celebrating Teacher Appreciation during the month of May. We have an awesome group of teachers, as you know, and so we're so glad that we have several of them here tonight to help us celebrate. We appreciate all of the love and support that our students and our families and community members have demonstrated during this time, whether it's been hot coffee for the teachers or donuts or wonderful luncheons that you've all provided to us. We really appreciate the support, and those acts of kindness are one of the reasons that when teachers come here to work in Social Circle, they stay for a long time. So thank you so much for helping us with our retention work. Teachers that are here, we applaud you and we appreciate you, and we thank you for giving so much of your life and your livelihood and your love to all of our students so that we can help them to maximize their potential. And in light of the fact that we're celebrating Teacher Week, we wanted to have an opportunity for one of our students who does a great job, who we're so proud of, Graham Rains, to have an opportunity to come up and speak on the impact that the City of Social Circle Schools have had on him and on his learning. Graham, would you mind coming up to the podium?
Good evening. My name is Graham Rains, and I am currently a sophomore at Social Circle High School. One of the things I love about Social Circle is that SC never fails to feel inviting and welcoming. Every morning, I arrive at school, and either a staff or faculty member greets me. Hearing "Good morning" or "Have a great day" shows just how much the teachers care for their students. These little interactions help to set a positive and productive tone each and every day. I also like the small school atmosphere. Being in different clubs and extracurricular activities with 6th through 12th graders helps me to make friends in all grade levels. One of the classes at high school that I really enjoy is my Spanish and English class. I've always wanted to learn Spanish. Miss Hampton is a great teacher. She makes learning Spanish a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to learning more next year in Spanish too. I am also in the 10th grade honors literature class. This class has challenged me and really made me think. In this class, I enjoy getting the opportunity to use my creativity and be able to express myself. Ms. Wilkerson makes the class fun, and her assignments and projects are very creative and engaging. I really like her teaching style. She makes sure everyone understands the topic, and she motivates us to always do our best. In addition to my work in the classroom, I participate in tennis, marching band, beta club, and Spanish club. This was my first year in tennis, and it truly has been a lot of fun. I made new friends, learned the game, practiced hard to strengthen my skills, and enjoyed being a part of a great team. I've been in the marching band for 3 years, where I played the vibraphone in the front ensemble. This year, I led the band as its drum major. I really enjoy getting to work with my friends who create beautiful music and to support my school at the football games. I enjoy playing stand tunes and hyping up the crowd to cheer on our team. I'm also a member of the concert band where I play the oboe. I have represented Social Circle Schools at Jam Fest at the University of Georgia and twice at the District 14 Honor Band where I have sat first chair. In the past, I enjoyed playing the piano in the school's jazz band and enjoyed arranging music for my friends and I to play. I have also helped out with beta club projects within the school. I enjoy getting to help volunteer in whatever way I can. I also volunteer with the audio-visual team at my church. I want to thank the 3 people that are responsible for where I am today: my mom and dad and my older brother. Thank you all for your time, and go Redskins!
Great job, Graham. I hope that you will add public speaking as one of your list of talents. You did an excellent job for us. And you are an asset to our community and to our school, and our teachers look forward to seeing you every day. Thank you for being such a great leader. Next, we had a few comments about some of the exciting things that are going on in the schools beyond those celebrations. One, our girls soccer team finished their season as region champs for the 2nd year in a row and advanced to the Final Four before sadly losing to Padea last week. Our baseball team participated in the Elite Eight last night, and it was a sad end to a great very proud of our student athletes and our coaches and all of their hard work. One thing that we have to look forward to is that several of our track and field student athletes are competing this week in Rome, Georgia for a state title. So please keep an eye on our website and our social media pages so that we can provide updates to you about the progress of our track team. And as the end of the year is fast approaching, we at the high school have done a great job of celebrating our seniors. We had recent activities such as their senior breakfast, senior parade, treats during lunch breaks, and then also their annual senior picnic that all of the kids really enjoy and the senior parents get to participate in. And it gives us another opportunity to reflect about how fortunate we are to be here in the Social Circle City Schools. Our primary and middle schools have already hosted their field days. The kids had lots of fun. We heard comments like, best day ever. And we love being able to celebrate and help the students to know how much we appreciate them too. Our elementary school will host theirs on the high school campus next week. And then we also have a really great treat for everyone on May 19th, and that's when we celebrate our exceptional education field day. And that's a great opportunity for our students to participate from all of our campuses, along with our high school seniors, and we have lots of fun activities. It's always one of the most fun days of the entire school year. So please consider joining us. That's on May 19th. Thank you, Mr. Callahan.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Next, we have the public participation part of our meeting, and there's no one to speak tonight. So we'll move right back to Dr. Brewer to handle the special recognition portion of our meeting.
Great. This is one of our favorite parts of our board meetings, and it's an opportunity for us to hear from our principals about the great work of our students here in Social Circle. So we'll start this evening with Ms. Favors, who's here to represent the students at our primary school.
Good evening, everyone. I am so happy to be able to recognize our shining star from the Social Circle Primary School. Her name is Chelsea Lockman, and she has been a member of our school since pre-K. She is currently a second grader in Ms. Cooper's classroom, and I'm sure that Ms. Cooper would say and agree that Chelsea has a beautiful smile, and she greets everyone when she comes in, and she shows kindness to others and is always willing to give a helping hand. Ms. Cooper would like to express her feelings about how well Chelsea is doing in her classroom. She says that Chelsea is an all-around great student. A few months ago, she was chosen as her class Kind Star and was just recently chosen as Most Valuable Player, MVP. She is always exhibiting star behavior. Chelsea is able to use problem-solving skills to achieve goals that she has set. She also uses those skills to help others, whether it's for academic or decision-making. She is a role model for the classroom and for the school. She gets along with everyone. She is the best representative for our school. Amazing job, Chelsea. Please join with me to congratulate Chelsea Lockman as our shining star. Please come forward, Chelsea, at this time.
to say that I'm really happy to be here, and I really love my teacher, Miss Cooper. She's the best teacher I could ever imagine, and I'm really happy to be here. And I would also like to thank Miss Favors for being such a great principal. She's a really great principal to all of us.
Chelsea, we are lucky to have you here. Next, we'll have Dr. Maria Hargrove. This is going to be a hard act to follow.
I can't even compete, and I'm not even going to try. Job well done, Chelsea. It's my honor tonight to recognize Dante Carpenter. And Dante is a 5th grader at the elementary school, so I had several teachers that wanted to have a few comments to have shared about Dante. So I'm going to start with his 3rd grade teacher, Miss Edmondson. Dante is an absolutely incredible young man. He has fought incredibly hard and never gave up to get where he is today. I'm honored to have only been a small part of this young man's life and can't wait to see the other teachers. Dante has shown incredible growth this year. He started off the year a shy and quiet student. Throughout the year, he has grown into a strong, confident, determined learner. He stands up for himself and engages in learning more than ever. Everyone is Dante's cheerleader. I am so proud of Dante and his growth in 5th grade. Congratulations, Dante. And that's for Miss Lee. Next up is Jackson, who teaches him math. Dante is a laid-back young man. He doesn't let many things bother him. Dante is very deserving of this award. He gets along well with others and comes to class ready to learn. Dante is one of the most improved students in our classroom. He's motivated to learn new things, even when presented with a challenge. Although he's quiet, he doesn't mind stopping me to let me know he had his hand raised to answer the question. And he makes sure that I greet him personally each morning before he enters the classroom. I love how Dante participates and speaks up more. When he really gets a concept, he can barely stay in his seat. And that was from Miss Jackson. And then from Miss Moon, who's had the privilege to work with Dante for several years. I'm not going to read her dissertation. I'm going to read the last paragraph. But Dante, I will give you the words from Miss Moon. This year in 5th grade, Miss Jackson, Miss Lee, and Miss Corley would tell me how awesome you were doing. They would brag on your reading and math skills. Not only are you a hard worker, you are always kind, you put others before yourself, and you are always a champ. I'll never forget the day you came to read for our 3rd graders. We were blown away. You read loud and proud, then you coached them along. You told them if things are hard, you just have to keep practicing and working harder. At that moment, I could see our 3rd graders thinking, wow, I can be like Dante. We are so proud of who you have become. When things get tough, never forget that you can do anything with hard work and perseverance. I'll never forget you. Love always, Miss Moon. And at this time, please help me congratulate Dante Carpenter, who's very deserving of this award. Come forward, Dante. He's good.
Dante, thank you for making so many awesome choices. We appreciate you. Next, we have Dr. Ryan Clark, principal at our middle school.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, I would like to celebrate Sydney Kilgore, who has been selected as Social Circle Middle School Star Student of the Month. And here's a couple words of why Sydney was selected by her teachers. Sydney Kilgore is a hardworking, driven, and exceptional young lady. She commits herself to education each and every day, both in and out of the classroom. She is a leader among her peers and is an overall role model student. She is bound for success in whatever path she chooses to take in the future. Sydney is a very special student, and we are so very lucky to have the opportunity to educate her and to be part of her story. At this time, will you please join me in congratulating Ms. Sydney Kilgore as our Star Student of the Month.
Thank you, Sydney. We appreciate it. And next, we have Mr. Tim Armstrong, principal at our high school.
Good evening. It's my privilege to introduce you guys to our May Student of the Month for the high school. I want to read a few of the comments from our teachers, and then I'll finish with a little bit of other one. So one of her teachers said this young woman is one of a kind. She loves math, physics, and is super artistic. She's a deep thinker and is just great at everything she does. Another one of her teachers said, she's an amazing student. She sets high expectations for herself and she surpasses each goal. She's extremely serious about her studies and does so with full dedication. Without a doubt, she will go and make this world a better place. Another teacher said, this young woman is a dedicated student who truly enjoys learning. She's a sponge and soaks up all that French 1 has to teach her and comes back for more. She's a type of student that inspires teachers to keep teaching. She's a blessing for me, and I cannot wait to have her next year in French 2. What we have seen in school, the people around the state of Georgia have also noticed about her, and so I'd also like to introduce you to this year's Governor's Honors Program finalist. In fact, this young woman is the first finalist in school history to be accepted in the program, where her primary area of study will be science, specifically physics. This year, approximately 4,200 students were nominated for the state level competition, and only a few hundred were finalists that were actually selected to participate in their area of study. It will be held at Georgia Southern University this summer. It's a 4-week residential summer program designed to provide intellectually gifted and artistically gifted high school sophomores and juniors with challenging opportunities not usually available to them during the regular school year. The 2023 program will be the 60th summer, making it the longest continually running program of its kind in the nation. So I would like to introduce you to Ms. Caroline Brewer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caroline Brewer, and I'm a junior at Social Circle High School. I was fortunate enough to be selected as a finalist for the Governor's Honors Program, which means I will receive further education over the summer. I could not have even imagined myself getting this far in the program without the help of my teachers and many others. I would especially like to thank a few people who made this program, this opportunity possible. Ms. Maddox and Mr. Callahan, I want to thank you for nominating me for this program. Without you two, I wouldn't have been considered for this. Kellen Joyner and Amber Lofton, thank you for helping me through the interview process of GHP. Shelby Freeman, thank you for going along with this with me and submitting yourself as a nominee. Ms. Williver and Mr. Armstrong, thank you for helping me prepare questions for my interviews. And lastly, thank you to my parents for encouraging me to go through this process, despite the fact that this would mean I would be gone for 4 weeks over the summer. As well as, thank you, Ms. Forster, who fostered my academic growth from 3rd grade and up. It's crazy to think that I made it this far, because it feels like just yesterday I was still in your class pestering you. The Governor's Honors Program is an extension course of advanced education over summer, and this year the program will be held at Georgia Southern in Statesboro from June 18th to July 15th. I've been selected as a physics student and will be taking 4-hour classes 6 days a week focusing on physics. I'm very excited to expand my knowledge on physics and have this opportunity to hone in on what I want to do for the rest of my life. It will be difficult to go from Social Circle, which is very focused on personal connections, to an entirely new set of people. But I'm still very excited for this opportunity and look forward to making new friends and new connections. I look forward to representing this circle at this program and helping future Social Circle nominees get through this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. Next, we have the honor, and Mr. Armstrong is going to come up and give us some details about sharing some information about one of our great seniors. It's really hard to imagine the school district without him. We've even talked to Mr. Armstrong about maybe he shouldn't be able to graduate. But we've decided it would be even better if we just continue to urge him to come back and work for us. So each and every year, the Walton Tribune has opportunities for people to apply for awards that are available for adults and for students, and there's a lovely award ceremony. And unfortunately, the Walton Tribune doesn't always pick the applicants that we send to you, right, Mr. Milligan? They don't always pick it, but this year you got it exceptionally right, and you have the opportunity to recognize one of our great students. So Mr. Armstrong, please share some information with us about Jaden Duvall.
So I just want to read a few comments that his teacher said about him. One of his teachers said, he's bright, well-rounded young man whose positive energy reflects what it means to be a Redskin and a leader. He's almost always smiling, but it's because he makes it his daily mission to make others smile and feel loved. He truly exemplifies the SCHL's motto of care, respect, and leadership in the circle. Another one said, he's an incredible young man who's been a leader in our football program for the past 3 years. He had a serious knee injury in the summer prior to his junior year, but he worked hard to rehabilitate his knee and came back for a tremendous senior season. He's loved and respected by his teammates and coaches. Is always positive, always encouraging, and brings out the best in everyone around him. Another one said, great attitude, hard work ethic, infectious personality, wonderful leadership. This young man has a great attitude. He is so hardworking. He takes his academics seriously and he values his education, but he also puts great value into serving and supporting others. He also participates in adaptive PE, where he works one-on-one with students with special needs. He's done so much for this school and this community, and Social Circle will be truly missed. I'd love to introduce you to this year's Walton County Youth of the Year, Mr. J.D. Duvall.
To be honest, I do not have anything ready to say, but I'm just going to talk. I am extremely grateful for this award. I want to thank Dr. Boober for nominating me, and I want to thank the Walton Tribune for choosing me. I never would have expected, I never knew about this award, I can't lie, but when I got told about it like the day of, I was very surprised. But I'm grateful that we get to have a class like this at our school and that I get to be a part of it. And I think that just being able to be there for these students is important for them, to be able to, to enjoy school, because I mean, not every school gets to have a class like this, and I'm glad I get to be one of those kids to help out with them. And I'm excited for what the school is going to do with this class in the future, and I will be very excited and I'm willing to come back in the next few years, to be around, still be a part of it. And I just want to thank my mom, because I don't think I'd be the guy I am today, without my mom. She raised me up very well, and I'm proud to say that. I'm grateful, I'm honored, and thank you for the school.
JD, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the kind ways that you make sure that our school is a really inclusive place. You've really helped all of our students with special needs to feel appreciated and to enjoy their time here. And that's really a special skill. And again, we really hope that you will decide to become an exceptional education teacher at some point. And he's sick of hearing you say that. So next, we'll move on to our statewide honor chorus. And Miss Raines is here to provide some updates for us about the great job that they did.
Good evening. Music is a language that doesn't use words, but instead uses emotions. Isn't it crazy how you can hear a song and immediately be transported back into time? Music makes memories. It can bring a smile to your face or a tear to your eye. It can calm your body or make it want to dance. Music gives life to your soul and a hope for your future. It connects and unites us all. I'm so glad that when I need music, it's always there. I would like to take a second and thank Dr. Boer and staff, the board members, and our social circle administrators for seeing the importance of music education in our schools. It is your support and with the help of my colleagues that we will continue to build a thriving music community here in the circle. This evening, I would like to take a second and recognize 10 amazing, hardworking elementary students. These students represented Social Circle schools at the Georgia Statewide Elementary Honor Chorus in February of this year. This event is sponsored by the Georgia Music Educators Association. Students selected to participate worked in advance with their teacher to learn 5 songs, 2 being foreign language pieces. This year the students sang in English, Latin, and an African dialect. After a few short rehearsals with their teacher, students gathered with other students from across the state of Georgia to work with a professional clinician for 9 hours and then turn around and perform a concert for friends and family. Tonight I will be awarding each of them with their All-State medal and certificate. I am so proud of each and every one and glad that I got to share this experience with them. I hope that this will be a lasting memory for each of them and their families. Guys, remember that music is a gift, and I hope that each of you will continue to share that gift with as many people as you can, because music touches us all. Unfortunately, not all of them could make it tonight due to other obligations. Some had soccer games and other things in the community that they're attending, but I'm going to recognize all of them, and the ones that are here, if you'll come up when you hear your name, please. Madeline Cobbs, Abrielle Colquitt, Isabella Evans, Anna Claire Harrison, Maddie McQueen, Moon, Harper Norman, Grace Ruby, Layla Smith, Riley White. This is the largest group I've ever had. I've attended for 16 years, and I'm just so proud that this many got selected and went and represented us. They did a wonderful job.
And next, we are glad to get to say this again. And it won't surprise us if we're able to say it for many years in a row, but Mr. Hargrove, who is our athletic director at the high school, was again selected as the Region 8A Athletic Director of the Year. Mr. Hargrove does an awesome job helping us to be able to recruit and maintain excellent coaches. They feel supported by your work and appreciated, and we know that that helps them to provide even better experiences for our students, our student athletes, as well as the people that come to watch them play. So we know that our sports wouldn't be in the places that they are without you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Congratulations. And next, it's our time to recognize several of our retirees. And all of these folks, it's going to be really hard for us to imagine this place without them, because we've had the blessing of their talents for quite a long time. So first, we're going to recognize Ms. Darlene Babers, who is our principal, who was working really hard earlier not to cry. And I'm wondering if she's going to be able to get through this part without crying, because I'm not sure I will. Ms. Babers worked with us for 31 years here in the social circle. She's been with us for her entire career, and actually following graduation from here. So she has been in the social circle city schools for quite a long time and has been a blessing to all of us here. She served at the elementary school for 10 years, and once the primary school started in 2002, she served there for the last 21 years. She began her career in the classroom as a first grade teacher and then became an academic coach. She became an AP in 2007 for 9 years before becoming a principal at the primary school in 2016. And she's with us until the end of the year, and it is so hard to imagine a day in that school without her there. Ms. Babers, would you come up so that we can recognize you? Ms. Babers, we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to getting pictures of you relaxing in one of those rocking chairs. She's not very good at relaxing, but she's promising us that she's going to learn how to do it. Ms. Babers, thank you so much for your long service here. Next, we are recognizing Jennifer Forster, who is a teacher here in our elementary school. She has 31 years total in education, 18 of those years here at Social Circle Elementary School, serving both regular education students and as a gifted resource teacher. Ms. Forster, please come up so that we can recognize you and to let you know how much you are appreciated. Ms. Forster loves to entertain, and knows she will be putting that cutting board to good use. Next, we want to recognize Ms. Joy Howard, who is a Media Center Parapro. She's been at the middle school and the high school. She has served 31 total years in Social Circle. She started with us in the elementary school working with our school foods program. She moved to the high school as a secretary in 2002, and she serves in our media center now and has done so since 2010. And Ms. Howard, I really appreciate you coming tonight. I know you do not like being the center of attention, so thank you for doing this favor for me. Would you mind coming up to the podium? Ms. Howard does an awesome job of helping our media specialist run our media services program, including all of our technology resources. Thank you. And next, we're going to recognize Ms. Priscilla Waters. She has served as our scale coordinator. She has 27 total years in education. She has spent 6 years here in Social Circle City Schools, serving as a middle school math teacher, a high school math instructional coach, and then also as our scale coordinator. Ms. Waters, would you mind coming to the podium as well? Thank you, Ms. Waters. And thank you, Ms. Didier, our Director of HR, for helping to deliver those treats and making sure that you organize those opportunities for our staff members. Back to you, Mr. Callahan.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. I think the rocking chairs, if you've been in our system for 34 years.
Correct.
The rocking chair, in less than 30 years.
Correct. I apologize for not explaining that.
But congratulations, everyone. It's bittersweet, but we're happy for you and sad for us. Next on our agenda, we have a break scheduled. We'll take a 3-minute break. Those who need to leave, you're welcome to. Those who want to come back to the business part of the meeting, you're welcome to. We'll move back to our meeting. Picking up where we left off on our agenda, we have the finance section next. I'll turn the section over to our CFO, Mrs. Nicole Ross.
Good evening. Tonight presented is the March 2023 financial report. Beginning with the general fund, we are 75% through the fiscal year. We have received 79% of general fund budgeted revenues, and we've spent 76% of general fund budgeted expenditures. We have received 96% of our local tax revenue, and we're at 98% for other local. This includes some amounts received in March from Walton County. We received $1.1 million from Walton County. This was for 435 Zone 5 students. This amount represents a 13.7% increase from the prior year and was for 10 additional Zone 5 students. We also received $1.1 million from Newton County for 326 Newton County students, less 11 Social Circle residents who attend Newton County schools. This is a 68% increase from the prior year. This was 13 additional Newton County students and 2 more Social Circle residents who attend Newton County schools. We are at 71% of our state level QBE. Our midterm revenue adjustment, our first payment will be made in April, but this midterm budget was an adjustment of an increase of $313,000. We are right on target with all of our expenditures, and currently revenues exceed expenditures by a little over $690,000. Encumbrances for the general fund are $390,000. Next are our special revenue funds. Our federal awards remain at $4 million. We have drawn down 63% of our total awards. Expenditures related to federal awards for March totaled $145,000. Next, we have our school food service fund. We're at 92% of budgeted revenues and 96% of budgeted expenditures. In March, we served 36,686 student meals. And I just want you to know we're averaging about 13% more meals than in 2020 before COVID hit. So, when we were able to provide free meals. So we go back to about 2020 and we're averaging about 13% more meals. So we're experiencing higher than anticipated revenue, but we're also still struggling with very high food costs and packaging costs. We're keeping an eye on these costs as we move into next year and continuing to look at profitable ways to provide our students with nutritious yet tasty meals. Encumbrances for the school food service fund total $6,600. Next, we have our SPLOS fund. SPLOS collections received in March for February collections in Walton County was $188,000. This is a 14% increase from the prior year, and $2,500 from Newton County, and this is a 5% increase from the prior prior year. Encumbrances for the SPOS funds total $310,000. And lastly, we have our quarterly update on our school activity accounts. Revenue in all of our school activity accounts total $655,000. Expenditures total $581,000. The total cash balance across all accounts is $464,000. Are there any questions about our March financials?
Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the financial report for March 23 as presented by Ms. Cross? So moved. Can I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. The March financial are approved.
And next we have our update on our fresh weight collections. In March, the total was $2,147.28. This was allocated to each school for field trips. This brings our total program to date collections to $138,000.
Thank you, Mrs. Cross. Next, we have the district reports, and I'll turn this section over to Dr. Brewer.
Thank you, Mr. Pontian. We have Mr. Aaron Robinson back to give us an update. Aaron wears several hats for our school district, one as our CTAE director and then also as our assessment director. Mr. Robinson?
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Good evening, board members. I'm coming to you tonight as our district assessment director tonight. I wanted to highlight a few of the good things we're doing at the high school to offer college entrance exams to our students and bring you some data about the number of exams, number of students that we're offering for college entrance exams. This year, the high school offered the PSAT to 9th through 11th grade and provided 2 offerings of the ACT. For a total of 376 assessments. We had over 400 assessments provided, including the off-campus independent offerings that we had. The students in the PSAT are not only provided a preview of the SAT, but it can also make them eligible for a variety of our merit-based scholarships. The ACT exam provides post-secondary schools with a single data point to compare applicants when required. We appreciate all our counselors, staff members, college advisors who make this possible. The high school administration team does a great job making this work. They essentially have to shut down the school to offer some of these exams, so it's really great to work with the ACT. They're very flexible on their dates. And we found out that the SAT is moving to a digital assessment and may have some more flexibility for the next school year. So we may see that back on a school day offering like we have in the past. We want to thank the Church at Grove for allowing us to use their facility when we offer some of these high-stakes exams. It gives us a place where the students appreciate a quiet environment where they can really focus in on what they're doing. It's very generous of them to offer that facility time and again. We appreciate that. And we want to offer an additional note concerning assessments. We are currently in the midst of our state standardized tests. The elementary and middle school have essentially wrapped up their end of grade assessments at this point. The high school is in the middle of their course assessments. So as those start to wind down, we will make readily available the retests that we're required to do in grades 3, 5, 8. And you can expect the data on that to be available later this next school year after the summer as usual. Parents can also access their individual reports on our SLDS platform for summary scores to be released later this summer by the district. If you have any questions, I'm always available. But thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. And parents who are interested can get to the SLDS platform through our parent portal. And if any parents need assistance with that, please contact the central office or each of the local schools and they'll be happy to help you to be able to access that information. Thank you also to Mr. Armstrong for your leadership with this. We appreciate the ways that you've made it more accessible for our students to be able to participate in these college entrance exams. Thank you for all the work that you and your team are doing to make that happen.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Next, we have new business action items. And under A, we have action item fiscal year 2014 budget. We'll ask Ms. Cross to come on this before we take action.
Attached here is our FY24 tentative budget. We have had 2 work sessions on this. I want to thank you for allowing me to provide a video of the last work session to allow me to attend my boys' baseball game. Thank you. So this is our tentative budget. It will appear on our website tomorrow. It is available in our central office for public view. We will have a series of 2 public hearings that will be advertised to the public. The first will be on May 25th at 11. The next one will be on June 12th at 6 o'clock. And we will schedule to finally adopt the budget at our regular board meeting on June 15th.
Thank you. And so we need to take the action of approving the tentative budget.
Yes, you do need to approve the tentative budget.
Okay, the main takeaway is keeping the millage rate the same. So having said that, do I have a motion to accept the tentative budget as presented by Ms. Cross?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. On to B, we have the foothills intergovernmental agreement.
And this is the information that we discussed in our work session. As I recommended, that we continue our partnership with Foothills, considering the great opportunities that they provide our students as well as other students in our area to be able to have another way of doing school and being able to graduate.
I have a motion to accept Dr. Brewer's recommendation to continue our relationship with Foothills via the intergovernmental agreement. So moved. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. That agreement is accepted. And next, we have an action item of a co-bond resolution. We'd like to ask Mr. Phil Kemp for Raymond James to come in on this before we take any action.
Prepare a little handout for y'all. And I am not going to go through every item on every page that is here for y'all. And that questions. And tough act to follow. There's been a lot of great speakers tonight. Jim Woodward's here. He's going to take over. He's your bond lawyer, Ray Ellen Woodward. We're going to split up our presentation tonight. And you know, Corey Kirby, your local attorney, he's here to make sure that we don't lead you down the primrose path, so to speak. So, if you, and also, I'm representing a firm, a lot of people involved with your bond issue. Dr. Alan Buchanan, one of my coworkers, you might remember him, tall, slender, happens to be bald-headed fellow, very animated, so I'm going to, he sends his best. He had a previous engagement, and I'll do my best to be a little more animated than the normal. But page 2 of this handout, you've got strong sales tax happening in Walton County. That's the primary source of repayment. Just want you to see that it has been growing, and that's a very strong, good sign. Our last 4 months have grown. Some parts of the state we're starting to see it decline. So y'all are still growing. That's great. Page 3. Remember when we voted bonds, we voted 10 maturities, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10 years. We're issuing a portion of what the voters approved. And I'll explain a little bit more. But on page 3, you see a green box. It shows you the maturities that we're selling that you've been given approval to issue. And I wanted to just show you a picture of why. This is the cheapest money that we have access to. The red curve shows you where rates are right now, and the blue curve kind of shows you an average. And with the actions that the Federal Reserve have been taking, short-term rates are actually higher than these longer-term bonds. Page 4. Last time I was with y'all was back before the referendum in 21. You voted bonds, and the people in the social circle in Walton County approved the sales tax, and the social circle folks approved the bonds back in November of 21. We're going to pay back these bonds over a 10-year period of time. And our bond yield, which is important for later, is just under 2.6%. So you've got bonds maturing out 10 years, an average life of 7 years, and our bond yield is 260. And when we add in all the lawyers that you're having to pay for, all the fees associated with the transaction, our all-in cost is 286. Look down at the bottom there, ratings. You know, it's been a long, long time, if ever, that Social Circle City Schools has been rated, and you are rated AA3. And I really want to brag with Dr. Boer and Ms. Cross. I did very little other than prep them a little bit for their rating presentation to Moody's Investment Service. They are excellent at what they do, and this was outside of their comfort zone, but they represented this school district better than you can imagine. You see them every day, but I've seen a lot of this, and it went as good as you would want, and they just did a great job. And so that AA3, just to give you perspective, most school districts in this state are rated below you. You're in the higher quartile. So congratulations. And that helped us, obviously, with marketing the bonds, building up an investor base, and getting to the low interest rates. Page 5, our bond issue, we're selling $13,030,000 of the $18 million that the voters approved. If you look in the upper section over on the far right, under the column marked dollar price, you notice that our proceeds, that's the price that the investors are paying you, is right at $15 million. And we did that on purpose, and I'll explain that later. $15 million is the majority of the funds you need. You have the ability to come back later and borrow up to the amount that the voters approved. This gets you going, and I'll explain later why we structured it this way. Down at the bottom of the report card, I gave you a graph to show you a picture of rates and how they relate to historical averages. This page down at the bottom showing you our spreads to the AAA scale. So on average, we're about 1/3% higher than the AAA scale, which is the highest rating there is. So that's our report card. We did a good job for you in a pretty good market, historically speaking. All right, page 6. I'll move along quicker. You're selling $13 million of bonds. We're paying back, we're paying cost of issuance, but your deposit to the construction fund is going to be $14 million, okay? And that's going to grow over time. That's where you're going to start. Page 7, these are fixed rate bonds. I'm just showing you what your payments are going forward. Page 8, when we vote bonds, we vote maturities by year, the principal amount by year. And so voted amount, what we're issuing now, $13,030. And so that leaves us $4,970,000 technically that you could borrow. Page 6. So I want you to have a picture of what the debt service is for sure and what the 24 bonds could be. And just know that in aggregate, we're looking at debt service of about $2.4 million, assuming you issue all those bonds. And I'm taking out the 24 bonds because your SPOS has already started this year. And so there's no reason to borrow against money that you've already got cash in the bank. So I truly believe there's no reason to incorporate that one in. All right, so next page. At no growth in sales tax. Again, y'all been averaging about 14% for the last 5 years. The last 4 months, we've had 7% growth. In other words, very conservatively, the current sales tax collections that you have of about $2.5 million a year are enough to pay the debt service on the bonds you are about to borrow and the future bonds that you might choose to borrow in '24. Okay, page 11. Why in the world are we splitting this bond issue up and borrowing 15 now and potentially some next year? Well, your bond yield is 2.6%. That's your rate of return to the investors. That's your cost in the eye of the IRS. Right now, short-term rates are a lot higher than your long-term cost of borrowing. All right? So you see there Treasury yields, and you see Georgia Fund 1. These are investments that are available to you. Page 12. We're going to start on June 1 with $14,760,000 in the bank. And let's just assume we make $475 on that money for the next couple of years. And we're spending it down based on, we just didn't pull these out of the air, we really do have estimated spending schedule. Well, your 14.7 is going to grow by about $700,000, $742. If we exceed $15 million in a calendar year and we don't spend the money fast enough, we have to rebate back a little over $300,000. So that's why we advise you to sell the bonds in the manner that you're contemplating, that you're going down the road, and we still think that's the best route to go. Page 13, lucky 13. You might say, well, give us a check on your way out of the door, Bill, but there's a few things we have to do before we close and wire your funds on June 1st. And the next big item, of course, is the city council meeting. They are not co-signing your loan. They are simply doing a service to you, just like every year with your M&O budget. You need a certain amount of money that you're going to levy, and they're going to collect those dollars for you. Well, with GO bonds, our plan is to pay it all back with sales tax. But if we had to, we would levy a property tax if sales tax was insufficient. And it's just a requirement. I'll let Corey explain why we've done it. But it is a requirement under Georgia law, and we've started the process of communication, and so that's going to take place on the 18th, and then we're in good shape to do everything that we need to do in order to close on June 1st. And we'll let Mr. Woodward tell you what hopefully you're about to adopt.
Jim Woodward, law firm Brandon Woodward. I'm up in my Athens office, not too far from here. But I'm a lawyer, and Bill gets all the exciting part. And so a lawyer is a lawyer. I tend to talk too much, so I'm going to try to keep this very short. To the point. But basically what this does is a bond resolution which basically approves all the final terms of these bonds. $13,030,000. And if approved tonight, these will lock in these rates. They'll be set at the rates that Bill just mentioned and allow for us to close on June 1st. And so basically, again, the next session here is approval of this resolution, and then the city council will approve your tax levy resolution. Again, that's not the city's tax, it's y'all's tax, so levying on your behalf as a backup. And then from that point forward, that'd be the last approval needed, and we can close and the money will be in the bank on June 1st. So tonight, all we need is a motion to approve the bond resolution as presented. And I'll cover all the authorizations, locking in these rates, and all the steps required to close on June 1st.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve our superintendent's recommendation that we approve the GO bond resolution as presented? So moved. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. The bond resolution is approved.
It's been a great team to work with. Thank you.
It's very impressive numbers too. Appreciate that. Hard to turn down. All right, next, the last action item for tonight is a field trip request for the high school to state track meet in Rome, May 11th and 13th. have a motion to approve this field trip as recommended by our superintendent?
So moved.
Have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. And next, we have a motion to exit regular session and go into executive session to discuss real estate. Got a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. I have a motion to exit executive session and enter regular session.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. We're back in regular session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.